Okay, I think we're here. Good morning. My God. Tech issues, tech issues, tech issues. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Hope everyone's having a great morning and a great trading session so far. OBS is ass, but we're here. All right, so let's see if we can get some trades in. I have not traded because I've been trying to fix. Oh, that's gonna mess that up. Because I've been trying to fix the tech issues, which, give me a minute. Now I have to fix this. I forgot that one. Lord, good morning, Amelia. How are you this morning? All right, I forgot that when I turned my chart trader on, it messes with the crop. All right, that that right there is about as good as it's gonna get. All right. Hello. Jeez Louise. Okay, so I have to set up my, oh yes, I have to set up my copy trader real quick. Sorry. TPT. All right, so TPT renews on Sunday. So I need to multiply contracts here. We'll do three. Let's do 2 contracts today, and then tomorrow I'll just go all in with it. Yeah. I think we'll do just that. Don't know about us pushing through the prior close, but we'll see if we can. VWAP is there though. All right, first trade. Boom. There we go. Good morning, Applejacks. How are you this morning? Yes, at least it's all working now. So when I first got on, I was like, okay, we're good. I updated OBS. Everything should work as far as being able to capture the right windows, which it wasn't working. Am I surprised? Not really. But yeah, it wasn't working. So I don't want to do that. No, that's what I don't want. Oh, it went anyway. I'm only trading pullbacks today. For sure. But anyway, so yeah, so then I fixed that, and then as soon as I hit the button to broadcast, the whole thing freezes. I can see that my charts are frozen. The only chart that was moving was the time-based chart, but my OBS screen was just frozen. Everything was just frozen. Okay, you're hungry, girl. When ain't you hungry? But yeah, okay. So TPT, I'm gonna do, what did I say? 2 contracts per trade. I'm like $2,600 away from passing it, so I'm a long ways away. But because I'm starting so late, I'll just do the 2 contracts today, and then tomorrow I'll just go for more. Yesterday I did finish making a new analysis sheet because, again, I realized that the tick replay data is not the same as live data, and that's only for the order flow part of it. But I didn't get a chance to like refine my rules for divergence, and really kind of for the pullbacks as well, because there's certain little nuances that I'm still confused about, but we'll just go with what we have so far and leave it at that. Yes, ma'am, Amelia. That's what I was looking at while I was frozen. So it is a good thing that at least we don't have news for now. Came to work, now I wait on y'all to Did you tell them to shut the hell up? No. Yeah, that would annoy me too. Like, I'm coming in here to do business, honey, and y'all are just talking y'all little asses off. Can y'all please shut the hell up? Kind of got a little headache, low-key. So I gotta remind myself, when I journal today to start at 8:50 because I want to collect data for a couple of like full blown data for a couple of more days, even though it takes forever and it's gonna piss me off. I need to do that. Some huge buy orders up there. Wait, where's that bubble? I see that one. Where's the, oh, right there. That you gonna think I would hate you? Nah, I feel that. I definitely feel that. Oh, I need water. Wait. This should have updated, but I'm about to check to make sure. If my charts freeze, I oh, okay. Okay, it is on 86. Cool. Thought we would push down there. Oh, you know what? I have to. Damn it, I have to change that. Alright, let me do this now. I forgot to fix my, see. Has to do with imbalances. Alright. Oh, wait. I don't need the summary table, I don't think, for now. I can see that better. Alright, I think I'm good. Good morning, Trenches. Happy belated birthday. What did you do yesterday? I'm trying to fix my order flow chart. All right, I think I'm good now. You're welcome. All right, we got 25 minutes, a little under 25 minutes since I have to stop for news at some point. So liquidity sweep. Trade in London, went to work and went to an arcade and bar. That's a low-key birthday. I hope you had fun. What kind of arcade was it? Like, was it an arcade that has like newer games, like a Dave and Buster's kind of place, or like one of those old school arcade places? Okay. There's absorption there. Like I said, I'm not taking divergence trades today. I'll restart that tomorrow. That was perfect absorption with that divergence. Shorter leg here than here, but higher volume. Even on the oscillator, it's higher volume. Point of control showed acceptance and dominance as well. And there was some stacked imbalances in there. I'm gonna go get some water real quick. I'll be right back. I'm back. My ringer. Good morning, Janelle. How are you this morning? Newer one. Break on the way, but they ain't stopped nothing, period. You was pissed, but you got that shit handled. I swear, it's always something on your birthday that ain't supposed to be happening. Damn it. I got back a little too late. I would have taken this sale right here. But I'm thirsty. I don't know if I missed anything else, but... So I at least know I did this one right for sure. Oh, that's still too hot. At least today's session won't take that long since I have to start at 8:50. Delta's not dominant anymore, and right now I don't know if I care, so I took the order off just in case it does matter. Oh, there's a TP right there. Now that I'm having to use fresh data, I don't know if delta dominance matters anymore. Haven't a clue. But that would have been right to the TP and reverse, so... How's you guys' trading been today so far? With the value area high. So I told you guys some weeks ago that I figured out that I was doing things backwards when it came to like what the setup is, having to go based off of tick distance between the swings versus volume. So something else that I feel like is what was hindering me was how I used the volume down here. And I'll show you guys in like 10 minutes when I have to stop for news. Well, stop trading altogether. But basically there's 3 different ways to see what the effort looks like down here on the volume, but I was only splitting it into 2 ways, and I didn't even realize that there was a 3rd distinction until like earlier this week. I don't know, I feel like when things start to when you start to gain clarity on certain things, and it's like, okay, I know for sure I don't need to pay attention to this no more. It is what it is. This is what it is. Then you start having time and energy, and really you just you open up your mind to other possibilities of things like being off a little bit. And I don't know why I just randomly started paying attention to this, because it's been happening this way this whole time. But I'll show you guys in just a bit. But I'm hoping that if I'm able to just use the 3 different distinctions down here, I don't have to care about delta dominance. It's just like, hey, this is where the point of control is. This is the direction that it is. And just knowing where to go from there. That's what I'm hoping. But we'll see. All right, so we got a breakout. My head is killing me. Now it's just a matter of still not knowing if I want to use the zigzag for volume or the oscillator. Good morning, Paul. How are you this morning? Unable to load trader base item up. Oh no. Is your laptop older? Wait, no. Is this the newer laptop that took you like 6 months to open? That one? Or it's your old one? I think I like, oh. This was absorption, short distance compared to here, but higher volume. At least on the zigzag. On the oscillator, it wasn't like that. And it was a trap. Buyers were in control at the very tippity top. Technically could have gotten into that one. I need to ask Trade Devils if they have if he's figured out why this indicator just shows these random numbers going across my screen. Oh, why did that do that at the end? I'm in 1 tick late though. All right. I almost didn't get into this because when the bar was closing, it didn't look like it was right, but then I scrolled back a little bit and saw that it closed how I wanted it to. I just wanted the point of control to be a continuation, so you could see the sellers were in control there, point of control, and then the delta was dominant, and so I got in. That's absorption. Still worked out, yeah. So I think the only time I have to pay attention to the volume tick mismatches are when the previous reversal bar is too high of volume. I think that's the only time it matters. Because this one worked out. That one worked out. This one worked out as well. And on none of them was the reversal bar high in volume. So I should be okay with that then. I should be straight. Oh my God, my head. 6 months is generous. Wait, what did I say about 6 months? It's the new one, Janelle? Oh, damn. Oh, you were talking about 6 months. That's how long it took for her to open that laptop. New laptop just sitting there. Most people are excited about opening a new laptop. Not Janelle. Not Janelle. All right, another push out. The pullbacks were nice today. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not going to lie. Big sell order here. Pushed up. So liquidity sweep that push up right there. Huge absorption bar. All right, Janelle. Get out of my business. 66.50. That'd have been one tick from stopping me out. Definitely cannot wait till I add divergence back. I will be straight. Like I said yesterday or 2 days ago, last time I was on, I might completely get rid of counter trend divergence. I'm still not sure. I feel like with the trend and counter trend pullbacks and then trend divergence, I don't really see a need for counter trend divergence unless I could really see really good patterns, then sure. But yeah, I don't know. This is a crazy push off of this liquidity sweep here. So you can see that the push up higher distance than the previous one. But if you look, the volume is lower. So we have higher result with less effort. That's the liquidity sweep. And it was a trap of the buyers who started to buy into this. Point of control was around here. Buyers were in control, but sellers pushed off, had delta dominance in the bar. It would have came one tick from where my stop loss would have been. And that's a, what is this, 40, almost 47 point move after the close of the bar. Now she good with the sneak this. You was sure. Goodness. Where how many points did you go for, Amelia? That is insane. Insane. All right, we have to stop for news anyway in like a minute. So I want to show you guys what I was talking about in regards to like the 3 different volume combinations I can use with the volume up down indicator to see what effort looks like in the reversal bars and inside of the swings. Okay, so the first one we have, let me find an example. All right, so this is comparing. So I'm looking to see what the effort looks like in the reversal bar compared to the previous reversal bar and all of the swings. I mean, all of the bars inside of the swing. Okay, so the first type we have, I actually don't like that one. Hold on, because I want it to be all right, like here. All right, so if I'm looking at the volume of this reversal bar, you can see, let me see how far back you can, okay. You can see that this reversal bar's volume is less than the highest volume bar in the swing and is less than the reversal bar here. But let's pretend like this was the highest volume bar. And then this one was still higher than this one. I don't know if I could find a good example of that, but that's one type. Okay. The second type is, I just saw where, okay. So on this one, this reversal bar has less volume than the previous reversal bar, but if you compare it to the volumes within the swing, the volume of the bars within the swing, it's higher. So basically it's saying that this transition bar took less effort than the previous transition bar. However, it's still showing some level of dominance because there's higher volume than all of the like bars inside of the swing. Because one thing you have to remember is on these on my charts, the reversal bars are 48 tick bars, but then all of the bars inside the swing are technically only 2 ticks. So when there's a very high volume like this, it should never take this much volume to close 2 ticks from the previous close. Okay, so that's usually when I can see like there's some absorption happening and things like that. All right, now the third type is this one where the volume of this bar is higher than the reversal bar and all of the bars inside of the swing. So the way that I was doing it before was I only had 2 types. I had either the reversal bar was less volume than the highest bar in this whole swing, including the previous reversal bar, or it was higher than all of the bars. That was it. That third distinction of like it is here, where we're less than the previous transition bar, but we're higher than everything else in the swing. That's 2 totally different things, like completely different. And I didn't realize that. So now I'm having to make that distinction. Basically, this actually is a good example here on this divergence. The volume is less than the previous reversal bar and it's less than the highest volume bar inside of this swing. What that means is this is a weaker turn or transition. It's a weaker effort to change the trend to an uptrend. However, depending on where the point of control is, how dominant the delta is, it could be a nice reversal. Now, remember, I'm not looking for us to completely reverse the market, right? I'm just looking for it to reverse enough for my TP, and you can do whatever the hell you want to do after that. So yeah, I just realized that I think over the weekend, this past weekend, and that's why I was like, damn, now I have to like kind of make a distinction. So I did go back and do that. Um, Also, there are certain things that I have to pay attention to when it comes to volume. Like, for instance, if I wanted to get into the buy at the close of this reversal bar, when I look at this bar here, this transition bar, there was a lot of effort to move the market down right here, because if you look at the volume of this bar compared to all of the volume bars here, it's very high. So this was 471. The highest volume on the turn going up was only 190. So you have to ask yourself, why did it take so much volume to move the market? Well, it's likely because there's some absorption happening, right? Now, I took advantage of the absorption that was happening and the exhaustion bar that was happening, and I got into the buy. But a lot of times when this happens, depending on what the internals of the reversal bar looks like after something like this, you have to be very careful with trying to enter, because you could be getting in when the market is trying to exhaust itself out, basically. Um, Let me go back. Minimum of 50 points. It says 78 at the time. Jeez. Oh no, Paul. Oh my gosh. Not incredible. Oh dang, you was up 1,202 of them? Shit. Damn, damn, damn. And TPT evals, baby, they take so long. I have been I didn't know that Apex recently made a new rule where you can't hedge the evals anymore, and people are upset, honey. Because you know, a lot of people on news, they take half of them one way, take half the other way, and hope that one set wins. You cannot do that anymore. And people are talking about how much harder it is to pass them since you can't use 10 contracts anymore and all this other stuff. Why not just trade your regular strategy with more contracts than normal? I mean, it's a thought, you know. It's a thought. But yeah, people are a little upset. All right, let me take a screenshot of this, and then I'll show you guys the two trades that I took in case you were not here when I took them. But yeah, a few more little tweaks and I think I will be good. 857 and 919. All right, so first trade here was a no interest reversal. We got compression of the swings, compression of volume. Point of controls in the wick. Delta was dominant. Very high volume bar here, which a lot of times when this happens, as long as the point of control is in the wick, I'm cool with it, because it just means that there was a lot of fighting in the bar, and typically what's best is rejection, because if there was acceptance of price, meaning the point of control is in the body, we shouldn't need so much volume to push, but there was rejection instead. So I was wondering if we were going to push through the prior close, because the prior close for me is a resistance level and the current open and prior open are support levels for me, but we pushed right on through. And then where did I say 919? These were good sales here, but they had mismatches, volume tick mismatches, so I was just like, I don't know yet. But anyway, and then this was the last trade that I took right here, hit the target in 15 seconds. So it was a slightly higher impulse move than the previous one. You could see this leg was 24.5, this one was 24.25. Doesn't matter, it's a longer swing, but you could see that this push down was a liquidity sweep, because there's less volume than the previous push down. And so sometimes when you see liquidity sweeps like that for pullbacks, you tend to have a deeper pullback to enter the trade because there was a liquidity sweep down and then people are starting to get back into the market. And so there was a deeper pullback here. It didn't really matter as long as the point of control was a continuation, which it was. I entered, we got in, we got out. That was simple. That was simple. God forbid you actually have to trade the accounts, I swear. One guy had a whole channel on passing evals. There's a couple of people who have videos about passing evals. My biggest issue is like, okay, if you have your trading psychology down, who cares how you pass, right? Because as long as you could flip the switch in your brain to, okay, I'm going from evals to PA, then fine. The problem is there's way too many people out here who gamble, who also just have no control over their trading. They trade a little bit, probably too much discretionary and things like that. And they're chasing payouts. They're not chasing, becoming a better trader, mastering the art and skill of trading. They're just chasing payouts, and that's fine. Whatever floats your boat. But when you are passing evals in a way that you are not trading your PAs, the flip of that switch from a mental aspect is very difficult for most people. Like, I'm okay with risking like 10% of my account in evals per trade. Like, once I have my strategy together, there ain't gonna be no one contract per trade. Like in the beginning, sure, but that's it. Like, I'm gonna increase the contracts to where I'm passing the accounts, in 3 to 5 days, not taking a whole month, right? But when I get into PAs, nothing changes because my mentality doesn't change with this stuff. I have a set strategy. If it shows up, I take it. If it doesn't, I don't. And it's that simple. You can't, for most people, you can't sit here and see these huge numbers when you're in evals and then go to trade in freaking micro. Like, just imagine you're making $500 to $1,000 per trade in the process of passing, and then when you're in PAs, you're trading micros and you're making $100 to like $150 per trade. Come on now. We know the mentality of most people. That's not going to work. It's just not. And that's people's issue. That is people's issue. Like, then you're passing using news or, just different catalysts like that. And then you're trying to figure out why you struggle when you're in PA. People. Let me, I pushed the wrong dang button. But overall today wasn't a bad day, aside from my freaking tech issues that we just love so much. I could have had an even better day, but like I said, with me having to restart the data set that I have, knowing that the order flow data is not 100% accurate on tick replay. So basically what I used to do was, like, when I was wanting to, let's say I used up down tick one day and I wanted to go back on a day and look at the bid ask data or anything like that, I would open a chart for that day, turn on tick replay on all of my charts, and then, whatever my order flow would say, wherever the point of control was, whatever the delta dominance was, whatever, I'm looking at that and I'm jotting that down, but it's not correct. So this past, actually last week, the 27th, last week, I started to have 2 different order flow charts open. So even though I have up down tick right here, I have another chart open somewhere. I have a bid ask chart open so that when I'm journaling, I can have both of them open and I can see if there's a distinction. Like, okay, is one of them a continuation in the point of control where the other one is a trap? Is one dominant and the other one is not? Is one positive delta 4 bullish bar while the other one's negative? Like, I write those little distinctions down so that I can now separate between the two and see which one is best. I think I am going to stick to up down tick, but for now I am going ahead and journaling both of them just in case I decide to change my mind or data shows me that I should change my mind, because literally all of my data is from me using one, and then when I realize like, oh, I think I want to go back and look at the data for the other, I go back to it. So me having the live data is going to help out tremendously. But all right, so here are my two accounts that I'm currently trading. Why the heck does that show like that? I don't know. But anyway, so the top account is the Tradeify account. You guys can see I'm about halfway done with this account. This is the one where when I logged in the Asia session before my account was to renew the next day, I just took 3 random trades with a bunch of contracts and won the trade. So I ended up like $1,200, I think, in profit or something like that. I don't think I traded this account when I traded 2 days ago, but gained $300 on it, or yeah, about $300 on it. So I still have full drawdown and we're halfway to passing it. TPT, like I said, it renews on Sunday and I'm almost back to full drawdown on it, but I am going to multiply contracts on it. But I got $600 for that one, $2,300 away from funding that particular account. I'm going to multiply contracts on it because if I can pass it tomorrow, and not have to renew it again, I'm going to do it. If I have to start over, that's fine too. I feel pretty confident in the trajectory of things now. Everything's more simplified. I just need a couple of more like full days of data to know for sure what I like, what I don't like, what matters, what doesn't matter. But I feel like I'm on the right track. I haven't had a lot of red days recently. So I think this simplified version, as much as it scares me that it's more simplified, it has been working. So I want to lean into that and, we'll just see from there. But I thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, hopefully with no tech issues. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.